Yo, what's good, GLYFE Nation? It's Akil, the real deal with zeal and mass appeal, and I'm glad you came to chill. We are here at the Tuscan Highlands Esports Arena to chop it up with Tracey AKA Dw, the lead designer and lead developer for NoPixel, the #1 server in the gaming markets category across all platforms, GTA RP. So what's good with you, DW? How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you? Pleasure to be here.
I'm s- I'm super fresh blessed. Thank you for your time. I
Of
know that
course.
you live stream for the community, the GTRP community every day. So I appreciate your time, brother. And I'm curious, are there any other games right now that you're excited about or that you're playing right now besides GTA?
Nothing that I'm currently playing. I'm focused on developing our next iteration of roleplay offering, which is going to be on the Red Dead Redemption platform. It's
Oh,
in the same vein as Grand Theft Auto, of course, just a different setting, a different place to settle.
awesome. Yeah, I was looking into your career and I noticed that you're a triple A developer. And I'm curious, how can you tell us about that experience being a developer and how that translated into what you created with the GTA RP server and what you're about to do with Red Dead?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah, he just dropped that.
since I can remember, um, I've been on a computer. I started programming when I was young, so it's always been a thing that I've done. I've always been a software developer. Once I left university, I became, a career software developer, and I just kept going throughout my career, just getting more experience, going from, company to company, and eventually I found myself on NoPixel, where I had the opportunity to interact and offer features um, right there in real time to people that were part of the gaming community, viewers and content creators alike. So it's crazy rewarding to do what I do for NoPixel and the roleplay community.
So what is your proudest achievement so far?
For NoPixel in
Yeah,
particular,
yeah, for NoPixel.
I think just the success of the 3.0 iteration, it speaks for itself. It's been the top category on Twitch for the longest time. In 2021, it was, except for Just Chatting, of course, it was the #1 category on Twitch, Grand Theft Auto, and that's largely in thanks to NoPixel and our roleplay community.
Yeah, I saw YouTubers like Smosh getting on the GTA role play community, and even when I told my friends I was interviewing you from NoPixel, everyone knew yesterday when I was when I was
Oh,
talking about it.
really?
They're like, "Oh yeah, the GTA." Yeah, everyone, whether or not they play, they know about it.
Yeah,
So yes, mad respect. I understand why that's your proudest
I
achievement, the
appreciate that.
success.
Yeah.
So I was curious because I love to play D&D, and I was curious if you like any other forms of role play, like Dungeons and Dragons or LARPing. Is there any other role play you like to do?
Yeah, I don't mind playing like tabletop RPGs and, like you said, Dungeons and Dragons or things in that fantasy genre. It's not a main hobby of mine, but if a group of friends are playing, I'll get involved for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think then is the appeal of role play? And especially when you can take something that's established and give people that creativity to be and do whatever they pretty much want.
Yeah, I think the opportunity to interact with anyone and at any time in an immersive environment, knowing that it's almost always going to be some kind of goofy interaction that is just personally, when I'm streaming, I spend 50% of my time just laughing at the other people I'm interacting with, right? I think it's an immersive world where you can do what you want and interact with who you want. It's once you get into it, it's I can't explain it. As you say, I'm struggling for words to explain it, but if you're into it, it's just amazing.
I definitely think I understand because when you're able to, for me personally, when I'm able to engage my imagination and create with other people, and we're all using our imagination, there's nothing like that
Right.
connection, especially with gaming, how it can connect us with people all across the world.
Mhm.
So I definitely understand that appeal. That's why it's been so successful.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, the Grand Theft Auto platform offers a very immersive world to to role play in, which is always going to be a huge bonus.
Yeah, no doubt. Rockstar know what they're doing. I'm figure that's why you're linking up with Red Dead too.
Yeah, Red
So
Dead is even more immersive than Grand Theft Auto. It's amazing what they do at Rockstar.
do you have a favorite event that you have hosted so far in the GTA roleplay server?
Yeah, so we did a 3.0 anniversary event. So 1 year after the release of 3.0, we we had a huge storyline of what we call gem masters, essentially people that
Okay.
could travel through dimensions, travel through time, and we ended
Oh,
that
word.
storyline at the anniversary event, and everyone was super psyched about it. It was crazy to be a part of, and it was we essentially turned the world into lots of different dimensions. There was zombies running around, all sorts of stuff, and
Okay.
it it, the climax of the event was to kind of end that phase of the storyline for the Gem Masters.
Wow. And what I've seen of the NoPixel, I haven't seen anything with different dimensions or zombies. I've seen people like working in the chili shop, or people working or in the gang. I haven't seen anything wild like that. I'm gonna have to tune in to the next event for sure. That's wild.
Yeah, so we have what we call slow burn storylines like that, where you could go a month without seeing or hearing anything, but then randomly you'll see, or someone will come and talk to you from that kind of, we call it like a guild of Gem Masters. And then everyone's
Oh,
like, oh, the Gem Masters have appeared, let's what's going on. So it's kind of a
wow.
random event, I would say, yeah.
That's so immersive, yo, that the event sounds super cool. That and especially the secret how it's like you never know who you might meet
Hmm.
and what they're gonna say to you. That's really dope, man. Yeah, mad respect.
Yeah, I
I need to
appreciate
get on the server, bro.
that.
So oh yeah, my Theo here at GLYFE was curious, and I'm curious too. When you're everybody that's in the server and when you're streaming on Twitch, what happens if one of those individuals violates Twitch's terms of service? How are you liable at all for that? How do you deal with that?
That's not something I can really answer. It's not something
Got
I,
you.
as a developer, get involved in that side of things. So unfortunately, I don't really have any answers for that.
I totally understand. So, what would you say? We talked about your proudest achievement, all right, but what would you say has been the biggest obstacle you've overcome so far working with NoPixel?
That one is going to be designing heists. A heist is essentially a group of people want to get together, rob a bank. They want to rob the casino. We have a yacht that you can rob. But when it comes to designing heists, they have to be difficult to the point where the 500,000 viewers that are watching these people play also can't figure it out. Right. So it's like if they're trying to
Hmm.
crowdsource a solution together, it has to be difficult enough that 1 in 500,000, is the one that figures it out. You might have only 6 people doing the heist, but they are looking at their chat on Twitch, they're looking at their Discord, there's theories going crazy everywhere. So to design a heist where it can trip up that many people is one of the hardest things I've done, for sure.
Whoa, that's really exciting for the players too,
Hmm.
man. Wow, you put so much love into that, bro.
Yeah, I
Mad
mean,
respect.
when you love what you do, it shows in the results, right?
Yes, sir. You know it. So, can you tell us a little bit about Dean Watson, the most successful, the most connected businessman in Los Santos? How did how did you create the character? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. I've told my community a few times. So Soda Poppin was coming to play 3.0 when it first came out. He was going to run a burger shop restaurant with his character Kevin Whippley. And we like to do
Okay.
everything, as we say, in roleplay. So instead of just signing him over the papers, I created this Dean Watson character, just so that I could sign Barbershop to Soda Poppins' character, right? Just like 30 minutes of roleplay. Here, now you run the restaurant. And then I was going to delete it. It was meant to be a throwaway character. But
Okay.
it just snowballed. Like after a week or so of 3.0 being released, I had spoken to more people. I've been in the world a bit. After a month, originally I wasn't supposed to run the casino on Dean. That was meant to be Coyle on his character. But then Coyle said, "Why don't you run the casino on Dean?" And then it just kept going and going and going. And now there's this whole empire under Dean, who was just supposed to be like a way for people to talk about construction and business requests in the city. It's kind of crazy.
So Dean didn't choose the life chose him.
Exactly.
Like most greats.
Yeah. I mean, the backstory for Dean is he inherited Burger Shop from his uncle, but you know, he worked hard for his empire for sure.
Word. Thanks for the insight. And
Of course.
we've talked about it a few times. Red Dead. We talked about how more immersive that game is, and how that's your next roleplay server is going to be on Red Dead.
Mhm.
So what else do you want to tell us about it?
I mean, Red Dead is a challenge in itself, because one of the big draws to Grand Theft Auto is the cars, the houses, all the fashion, all sorts of weapons. Like, you can imagine all of this technology that enhances roleplay on Grand Theft Auto, and it just does. Like even a phone, right? It doesn't exist in 1899 when Red Dead is set. So how do we incentivize people to, essentially play their character in a way that they progress? If they can't buy a car at the end of it, if they can't buy a house, they can't buy custom jewelry, all of this stuff. So we've come up with some solutions that we'll have a trailer pretty soon. I don't want to spoil some of the solutions because I think people are going to be pretty excited for it.
No
But
doubt.
we've come up with some, I would say, opportunities for people to fulfill those holes in their character. It should be pretty exciting.
I'm sure you came up with something amazing, something exciting. Wow. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. Danny Tracey, AKA DW. Is there anything else that you want to share with the community before you let them know how they can keep in touch with you and know about the latest release of what you're doing with NoPixel?
I just want to, say a big thanks to the whole community as a whole. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for them. And that includes content creators, that includes all the viewers. It truly is, it's great to be able to do what we do.
Yeah, you seem like a real man of the people, brother.
I try to be, it's NoPixel wouldn't exist without the people, and this is how it is, right? If you don't respect that relationship, what is there, right?
That's why you're the OG. Well, yeah, and let everyone know how they can stay in touch with you and NoPixel too, please.
Yeah, so we have nopixel.net, which is the official website. We have NoPixel Tweets, which is the Twitter. And if you go on the Grand Theft Auto category on Twitch, I'm sure you can find any prominent person to watch and get involved. And if you have a question, the people in chat are always willing to help out and ask. So,
word, you heard it straight from the man. Thank you again, Danny Tracey, AKA DW. All right, GLYFE, you know where it is. You know what to do. If you want to have that immersive gameplay that you can't find anywhere else, the leading server, go and check out NoPixel for the GTA RP. Until then, peace.